The untold story of King Ranch. Imagine owning a piece of land so large that it stretches farther than some entire states. A ranch so massive that it became a symbol of Texas itself. A place that survived wars, economic downturns, droughts, and changing times for more than 170 years. Today, King Ranch is one of the most famous ranches in the world. But its story didn't begin with wealth, power, or millions of acres. It began with a young man who had almost nothing, and a dream that would eventually create one of the greatest ranching empires in American history. This is the untold story of King Ranch. To understand King Ranch, we first need to understand the man behind it. Richard King was born in New York in 1825. Unlike many wealthy landowners of his era, he wasn't born into privilege. His childhood was difficult, and from a young age he learned that survival required hard work and determination. As a teenager, King went to sea and began working on ships. Over time, he developed a reputation as a skilled navigator and eventually became a successful steamboat captain. Those years on the water taught him lessons that would shape the rest of his life. He learned how to take risks, how to identify opportunities, and most importantly, how to think bigger than the people around him. During the Mexican-American War, King operated steamboats that transported soldiers and supplies through dangerous waterways. The experience expanded both his knowledge and his business connections. But it was in South Texas where he would find the opportunity that changed everything. In the early 1850s, South Texas was a rugged frontier. The region was remote, isolated, and difficult to develop. Most people saw endless stretches of harsh land with little value, but Richard King saw something completely different. He saw potential. In 1853, King purchased land near Santa Gertrudis Creek. At the time, nobody could have imagined what this purchase would eventually become. What began as a relatively modest property would slowly transform into one of the largest ranches in the United States. Building a ranch in frontier Texas was far from easy. There were droughts, disease outbreaks, harsh weather, and the constant challenge of managing livestock across enormous distances. Many ranchers failed. Others gave up. But Richard King continued expanding. Year after year, he acquired more land and strengthened his operations. His vision was larger than simply raising cattle. He wanted to build something that would last for generations. As America expanded westward, demand for beef began to soar. The growing population created enormous opportunities for cattle producers. King Ranch was perfectly positioned to take advantage of this demand. The ranch became known for its cattle operations and played an important role during the era of the Great Texas Cattle Drives. Thousands of cattle moved across long distances toward growing market throughout the country. Over time, the famous Running W brand became one of the most recognized symbols in American ranching. The ranch continued to grow in both size and reputation. What started as a dream was slowly becoming an empire. But the true scale of King Ranch is difficult to understand until you compare it with something familiar. Today, King Ranch covers approximately 825,000 acres of land. That's more than 1,200 square miles. To put that into perspective, the ranch is larger than the entire state of Rhode Island. Imagine owning a property so vast that driving across sections of it can take hours. King Ranch isn't just a ranch, it's practically a world of its own. But size alone doesn't explain why King Ranch became legendary. Innovation played an equally important role. The ranch became famous for developing the Santa Gertrudis breed, recognized as the first beef cattle breed developed in the United States. This achievement helped establish King Ranch as a leader in agricultural innovation. The ranch also became successful in horse breeding, producing champion quarter horses and earning recognition throughout the industry. As the 20th century arrived, another opportunity emerged beneath the Texas soil: oil. Discoveries of oil and natural gas created additional streams of wealth and transformed the ranch into a diversified business enterprise. King Ranch was no longer just a cattle operation. It had become a powerful agricultural and business empire. Few organizations survived for decades. Even fewer survived for centuries. Yet King Ranch continued adapting to changing markets, technologies, and economic conditions. That ability to evolve is one of the main reasons it remains successful today. More than 170 years after its founding, King Ranch continues to operate as one of the most respected ranching organizations in the world. Its legacy extends far beyond cattle and land ownership. It represents vision, persistence, innovation.